Namaskar students. In this video, we will take an example, and in that example, we will prove vector space. In our previous video, we have discussed the definition of vector space. We have discussed the axioms of vector space. And here, with the help of one problem, we will be seeing that how we will be verifying these axioms, how we will be proving that any set of vectors V form a vector space over any field K with respect to given two operations, which are vector addition and scalar multiplication. So here we have to prove that Rn, so we are considering here the set of n tuplets, and here the field is set of real numbers. Here R stands for set of real numbers. So we have to prove that this Rn forms a vector space over the field R with respect to usual addition and usual multiplication operation. So here vector addition is the usual addition of two real numbers, and the scalar multiplication is the product of two real numbers. So we have written all these things here before starting our proof, before starting verifying all axioms. We have written here all the things which are given here in our problem. So let R be the set of real numbers. And then we are considering this set V, which is the set of vectors, which is here Rn. We are taking here the Cartesian product n times. And this will be the set of n tuplets, where all these components x1, x2, xn, these belongs to the set of real number R. Now what we have to do here, we have to prove that this set of vectors, which is this Rn, it forms a vector space over the field R. So this is a case where the field is real. Now we need to verify all the axioms along with the closure properties, that vector addition is closed in set V, which is this Rn, and scalar multiplication is also closed here in set V. So for that, we are considering here two arbitrary vectors of the given set of vectors. This U is n tuplet, whose all n components x1, x2, xn, they are the real numbers. And this belongs to this given set of vectors, which is Cartesian product of our n times we are taking here. And here we have considered the vector V, whose all the n components, they are the real numbers. These y1, y2, yn, they are the real numbers. And we have considered a scalar k, which is a real number because here the field is a real field. And then we have written the two operations here. We have defined that what are two operations, because when we talk about vector space, we have two operations. So here the vector addition is a usual addition. So it will be defined in this way. We are adding here two vectors u and v, and what we are doing when we are adding these two vectors by usual addition means it is simply the addition of two matrices of order 1 by n. We are adding their respective components, so it will be x1 plus y1, then x2 plus y2, and nth component will be xn plus yn. And similarly, we have defined a scalar multiplication. For that, we are considering the scalar k and the vector u. So what we are doing here, we are multiplying here the each component with a scalar k. So it will become k x1. Second component will become kx2, and this nth component will become kxn. Here k is a scalar and u is a vector. Now, to prove vector space, we have to verify all the axioms of vector space. So we are starting with the first axiom, in which we will check that vector addition is closed in the set Rn. So we have taken two arbitrary vectors u and v. They are in the form of n tuplets. Here, all these xi and all these yi, where I is varying from 1 to n, they are real numbers. And it is very obvious that when we are adding to real numbers, then the result will again be a real number, some real number. So this xi plus yi, it will be a real number. And since this xi plus yi is a real number, this u plus v, which is this n tuplet whose ith component is xi plus yi, it will belongs to the set of vectors, which is here this Cartesian product of R n times n dimensional space. And this will prove our first axiom that vector addition is closed in set V. Similarly, we will be proving that scalar multiplication is closed in set V. So for that, we are again here assuming one vector, arbitrary vector u having n components, x1, x2, x3, xn, and we are considering here the scalar k. And when we will be doing scalar multiplication, then if I talk about this ku, then ith component of ku will be of form this kxi. And see, what is this xi? This xi is real number. Here we have written that xi is a real number. And what is this k? K is a scalar. Now, kxi, this is the product of two real numbers. So it is again very obvious that kxi will belongs to R, which we have written here. And when all this kxi belongs to R, means kx1, kx2, kxn, all of these belongs to R, then this n tuplet will belongs to this n dimensional space. And this will prove our second axiom. So we have verified here that vector addition and scalar multiplication, they are closed in the given set of vectors, which is n dimensional space Rn. Now, we will prove the first four axioms which we have for vector addition, which are associative law. And then we will be showing that we have zero vector. Then we will be showing that for each vector, we have the negative. And then we will be showing that vector addition is commutative. So for associative, what we have done, we have assumed here three vectors, u, v, and w. These three vectors have this form. They are in form of n tuplets having n components. And xi's, yi, and zi, all they are real numbers. And these n tuplets, they belong to this n dimensional space. Now we are considering this vector addition of these two vectors uv, and then we will be adding the resulting vector to this vector w. So when we will be adding these two vectors u and v, their respective components will be added. So x1 plus y1, x2 plus y2, this one, then nth component will be xn plus yn. So we have evaluated this u plus v here, this one, plus this vector w, whose components are z1, z2, zn. And now we are in second step, we are adding these two vectors, x1 plus y1 plus z1, and nth component will be, this is here, xn plus yn plus zn. Now, when we are moving from this to this step, we are using here the result that sum of real numbers, it satisfies the associative law. And by that, we are writing this thing in this form. This is by the associative property, which we have for the addition of real numbers. And we have used it at this one also and for this one also. And in this way, we are able to prove that the vector addition is here associative in nature. Now we will find out the zero vector. Now for each vector u, which is in this set of vectors, which is n-dimensional real, n-dimensional space, there exists a zero vector whose all the n components are real number 0, such that if we find this u plus 0, it will be the sum of x1, its first component will be the sum of x1 with this first component, which is 0, x1 plus 0. Second component will be the sum of the second component of the vector u and the second component of this vector 0, which is 0. So it will be x2 plus 0. And nth component will be sum of nth component of vector u and nth component of this vector 0, which is xn plus 0, and which is x1 plus 0 will again be x1, x2 plus 0 will again be x2, and the nth component will be xn plus 0, which will be xn. And this is nothing, this is the same vector with which we have started. This is the vector u. So the 0, and it is very clear that this 0 vector, which is n tuplet, whose all components are the real number 0, it belongs to this n-dimensional space. And since it satisfies this property also, it is a zero vector of this n-dimensional space. Now we are moving ahead for finding the negative of any vector of this n-dimensional space. So we are considering any arbitrary vector whose components are x1, x2, xn. Since it is present in this n-dimensional space, here each xi, each component will be a real number, so it will belong to this set R. And if xi is a real number, then it is very clear that its negative minus xi will also be a real number, so it will present in R. Now, this is true for all I. It means if we define this vector minus u by considering the negative of these xi, minus x1, minus x2, and whose nth component is minus xn, then it is very clear that it will also belongs to this n-dimensional space. And moreover, when we are adding these two vectors, this vector u with this vector minus u, we are doing the vector addition, we are getting here the zero vector. It means this minus u is the negative of the vector u. So in this way, we are able to find out the negative of any arbitrary vector u in the same dimensional space. Commutative property can be verified very easily. For that, we have taken two vectors and we have applied here the definition of vector addition. And when we are moving from this to this step, we have used here the result that addition of two real numbers, it satisfies the commutative property. And because of that, we are able to write this x1 plus y1 as y1 plus x1. And similarly, here we have written this x2 plus y2 as y2 plus x2. And this is nothing, this is the sum of vector v with vector u. And this proves that vector addition is commutative. Associative, we have already proved. So here we have proved that it is commutative. So we have verified all the properties which we have for vector addition. Now let us check the last four properties in which scalar multiplication is also involved. So for that, we are considering scalar k, and we are considering any two arbitrary vectors u and v in this n-dimensional space. And then we are considering the scalar multiplication of the scalar k with this vector u plus v. So firstly, we are finding this u plus v. This is very easily we can write down by the definition of vector addition that u plus v will be this one. And then we have used the definition of scalar multiplication. What we have done, here we have multiplied each component with the scalar k. We have introduced k here. And when we are moving from this to this step, we are using here this property that multiplication is distributive over the addition operation in the case of real numbers. So by using that property, we have opened it. It will become kx1 plus ky1. This will become kx2 plus ky2. And this n tuplet, it will become kxn plus kyn. And then we have separated them. And what is this? This is ku, and this is the vector kv. So in this way, we can verify this seventh property Eighth property can be verified in the same manner, but here two scalars are involved. So we have assumed here two scalars, k1 and k2, and we have assumed here one vector u. And again, we have used the definitions of vector addition and scalar multiplication. And we have used the distributive property of which we have for real numbers. When we add real numbers, then we know that multiplication is distributive over the addition operation. So we have used that property when we are moving from this step to this step. And with that, we can easily prove this eighth axiom. Similarly, we can prove this ninth axiom. In ninth axiom, only scalar multiplication is involved here. Here we are considering two scalars, k1 and k2, and one vector u. So firstly, we are finding this scalar multiplication. We are finding this product k2u, and which is this one. And once we have this vector k2u with us, then we are multiplying it with the scalar k1, and we have used the definition of scalar multiplication by which we are getting this one. And now what we have done, since k1 and k2, they are scalars, they are real numbers, this k1, k2 is also a real number. And in next step, we have taken this k1, k2, since it is present in all the components, we have taken it outside. And this is nothing, this is a scalar multiplication of the scalar k1, k2 with the vector u. And in the last axiom, we have evaluated the unit scalar, and that unit scalar is the real number 1. So we have the real number 1, so that if we multiply that real number 1 with any vector u, if we consider the scalar multiplication, if we consider this product of any vector u with this real number 1, we will be again getting the same vector u. And it means that this 1 is a unit scalar. So unit scalar is 1. So here we have seen that all the 8 axioms along with the closure property, that vector addition and scalar multiplication is closed in the given set of vectors. We are able to prove here that the given set of vectors, which is n-dimensional, forms a vector space over the field R. So whenever we have to prove any set of vectors that it forms a vector space over the field F, over any field F, which may be a set of real numbers, which may be the set of complex number. If we have to prove that it is a vector space, then we need to verify all the axiom. And if there is any axiom which we are not able to prove and which doesn't hold, it means that set of vectors will not form a vector space over the field K. So set of vectors V will form a vectors V will form a vector space over the field K if all these 10 axioms will hold. So in this way, we can check for these 10 axioms and we can conclude whether the given set of vectors V, it forms a vector space over the field K or not. So that's all for this. Thank you. Have a nice day.